Okay, hi everyone. Thanks for coming out. I'm glad to be here. This is going to be a fun talk. Am I really going to say that some of these stocks I'm going to give you are going to double or even go 5 or 10x? Yes, I am. Here's why. It's been happening, but I have some very specific reasons why I want to give you this basket and why I think some of these stocks are going to do very well. Okay, so why should we buy miners now? I mean, the juniors are they're depressed, nothing's moving, why would we get involved right now? Here's the reasons why. First of all, it's a bull market in gold and mining stocks. I'm going to show you that. Number two, the down cycle for mining stocks is at a record length. I'll show you that. Technical signals are positive. A lot of technical analysts are saying that. And stock picking can work. I'm going to show you that. I have 3 baskets to give you. Pre-discovery, ones with discovery potential, one with resource growth that are a little bit lower risk, and then some pre-producers. In full disclosure, I own all of these stocks. Many of them, I'm overweight. Okay, the first reason you should buy mining stocks is because it is a bull market. The bull market started, in my humble opinion, on leap year day last year. Now, why do I say that? Because the next day, or that day, actually, the day before, the Fed announced they're going to be cutting rates more quickly and more often than what they thought. Gold ignited, that's since changed with the Fed, right? But gold ignited on that day and has never looked back. There's the percentage return, 32%. Some of you are going to say, but mining stocks haven't performed well, Jeff. GDX, since that date, has outperformed gold. GDXJ has outperformed GDX. That's what you would expect to see in a bull market. Yes, many stocks are down, many are depressed. We'll talk more about that. But the bull market is on. You must participate if you are a speculator. All right, there's been 10 upcycles in gold since 1975, and here they are. I separated all of them out. You can see how big some of these are. Some of them are small. Okay, but when you get a bull market, when you get an upcycle in gold stocks, it can be very, very lucrative if you're participating, okay? Now, some of you are going to say, well, how long between each of those upcycles, Jeff? How long do those down cycles last before we get the next upcycle? Well, I'm glad you asked. The second reason you need to be involved in mining stocks is because the down cycle that we're currently in is one of the longest on record. So this is the time length between each of the upcycles I just showed you, okay? So there, first bar is the average, almost 2.5 years is the average that gold stocks are down, that don't respond. The second bar is our current down cycle, and that started after the COVID peak in 2020 to present. There you go, 4.3 years. The next bar is the longest on record. The longest down cycle in gold stocks, not gold, gold stocks, is only a month or 2 longer than what we've endured to this point. So that means we're getting very stretched and we're getting near the end of this thing, okay? You can see many of these are shorter, some are longer, but that's where we're at. The down cycle is near a record length. I think we're getting near the end of it. The third reason is because a lot of technical analysts are saying that there's been a breakout in gold stocks. This is, there's so many of them. I just pulled one off Twitter or X, and this one shows that GDX is broken out of the down cycle and is ready to move. When it breaks out of a down cycle, it tends to run, okay? I think that's what's happening. There are many other technical analysts saying the same thing, but this is just one example. So there's a technical breakout. Number 4, stock picking can work. You don't have to buy just the index. In the index, you get both the bad and the good, right? So these are some personal gains that I'm personally sitting on in the current cycle, current bull market, and I'm not, trying to beat my chest here. I'm just sharing with you to show you that there can be some extraordinary gains in gold stocks in a down cycle, okay? We focus on best of best, and I'll give you some of those, but there's what we're looking at. Those are the kinds of gains that we can personally see. Now, the second one there, A-Mark, Anybody own A-Mark Resources? Yeah, I bet you're happy. Big discovery on Friday, up 170% or something like that. So that chart is a little outdated, shall we say. Now, those of you who follow me, what stock is missing from that chart? Anybody follow me for a while, know what stock? We're up on 14x, I believe, right now. Snowline Gold. So I didn't put Snowline Gold on there because it just distorts everything else. But we're up 1,400%, something like that. So the point is, stock picking can work. If you focus on best of best, they won't all be winners, but you can easily, in my opinion, outpace the index. All right, here we go. Here's some companies that I think have double potential, but here's the catch. They're pre-discovery, so for them to double or go 5x or 10x, they have to what? Make a discovery, okay? So here's the list that I like. I own all of them. If they don't make a discovery, the stock's not going to go anywhere. But if they do, there's enormous potential because first, A-Mark Resources, I made this slide before Friday, so that one's already running. They made the discovery and they're on their way. That's a district scale discovery too. They've got a lot more to report, so there's probably a long way to go for that stock. Cosa Resources is an Athabasca uranium explorer. They've already partnered with Denison Mines. Why would Denison Mines partner with this tiny little junior? And I mean tiny. They see a prospective potential there. Pacific Empire Minerals, not a lot of people know about this company. It's a BC copper explorer. They're waiting for the drill permit. They should be drilling this spring, summer, somewhere around there. I like the CEO. I like their theory on where they're drilling. That could be a good one. Tectonic Gold, we cover that in our free letter. They've already had a drill program, every single hole hit, varying amounts of gold. What they've done more than that, though, is they've already done metallurgy. So why would this tiny company with one drill program have 2 metallurgical tests done already? They're preparing to have a deposit, to have an asset that goes into production someday. So I think that could be a good one. Westward Gold, tiny gold explorer in Nevada, but they added some land package to their existing property package last year. Then they announced they added some more land. Then last week they just announced they added some more land. So they're building a big land package in a highly prospective part of Nevada on the Cortez Trend. They're checking off the boxes to make a discovery. They're checking off boxes of what other companies, similar companies in that area have done, and they're doing that. Okay, next basket. There's a lot here. I don't have time to run through every single one in detail, but these are ones that have a resource. I think they're going to grow. That means there's lower risk, but you still have upside potential with them because most of these companies are still focused on drilling. They're not trying to go into development necessarily. The first, Emperor Metals, if you follow me in Paid Prospector or Paid Letter, you know that this is a stock that I like. They just acquired another asset. They have 2 assets in Quebec. There's going to be a lot of news from them this year. Duquesne West, their flagship, there will be a resource estimate out probably in April. You'll want to watch for that. You'll want to be invested before that. First Nordic Metals, a brand new pick for me, just came out in our paid letter. Look at this, 30,000 meters of drilling, 12 million in cash. Agnico Eagle is already a partner. They're getting a Swedish listing, and the Swedish love to invest in mining stocks. And you don't need to worry about investing in Sweden. Sweden is rated higher in the Fraser survey than Idaho, BC, Wyoming. This is a pro-mining jurisdiction. You don't need to worry about that. This is one I'm excited about. I am actively buying this stock. I've already bought 2 tranches. I'll buy another one. Actually, please don't buy that one now. Let me get in first so I get a better price. Banyan Gold, a name many of you know, over 7 million ounces already. This is it's billed as Yukon's next gold mine. I don't disagree. It's a big asset. They've demonstrated they can make it work. Long way to go, but they're still drilling and still hitting. This is a positive one. Cassier Gold, if you know me, I've been a fan of Cassier Gold for a long time. The stock is down, but they keep adding ounces with every single drill program. Taurus is a bulk tonnage asset. It continues to grow. There's going to be a resource update. That's the major catalyst with Cassier Gold. So if you own it or you want to buy it, you want to do so before that resource comes out. There's the silver basket. You know what? I don't buy just one stock. I think everybody knows. This is the basket. And I think if you buy this silver basket, hey, I think you're going to do pretty well once silver really gets rolling. Vizsla Silver, the resource just grew by 43%. The grade of the resource is now 635 ounces of silver. That's very high. That's the average. And they're still growing, they're still drilling. Dolly Silver, I'm a Sean Kun fan. I think this one's going to grow. It's a big asset. Their last report, just to give you an idea, they hit 8,221 grams per ton silver. Just in their last hit. And they've already been drilling for years. They're still hitting this high grade. This one's going to grow. Outcrop Silver. How many of you have been to Colombia? I have been to Colombia. I have been to their assets. A lot of people shy away from Colombia. Now that I've been there, I do not. They already have a 35 or 37 million ounce resource. I think personally they're on their way to 100 million ounces. That's going to take a couple years. This is a well-run company. I think this is one that could go. It's very cheap right now. I liked it so much, we just graduated it from Paid Prospector to our free letter Gold Advisor. That's one you're going to want to check out. And you could read my site visit report for free, by the way, on the website. It's the biggest report I've ever done, is that one. It's full of pictures. It's a fun thing to read. Suma Silver just announced their inaugural resource on both their projects, Muggy One in New Mexico and Hughes in Nevada. The total there is 78 million ounces. But the point of that update is it shows just how much potential still exists there. I mean, the property packages are this big, and the resource estimate was on this much land. A long way to go with that company. I like that basket. If you want a uranium one, Sky Harbor Resources, they're here, I believe. You can talk to them. 36 projects, over 1.5 million acres. Rio Tinto and Denison are already partners. Why would these huge companies invest in this tiny uranium explorer at the Athabasca? If you answer that question, you might decide if you want to buy it. Vizsla Copper. How many of you read the article on our site, Cheaper Than Dirt? Anybody read that article, Cheaper Than Dirt? You got to check that out. It's on our website. It's free. It's just an article. But I basically took the resource ounces that each company had, and I compared it to dirt, topsoil, mulch, compost, and every single company was literally priced cheaper than dirt. It was amazing. You got to check that article out. The cheapest, mirror on the wall, who was the cheapest? Vizsla Copper. Amazingly cheap, dirt cheap, literally. Craig Perry Company, great speculation. I've been actively buying. I'm overweight this stock. Okay, our last category is the pre-producers. So why do we like pre-producers? Because there tends to be excitement among investors as you gear up toward first pour. It's a new gold mine coming into production. Investors tend to buy the stock and bid it up. So it's not too late to buy either one of these because first pour with both of them is not till this summer sometime. Erdene Resources, I really like Peter Ackerley, the CEO. They're backed by both the government and Mongolia Mining Corporation. So both of them are involved in this company and backing it. There's a huge land package there, multiple metals they can explore. First pours this summer. There's we're up pretty good on the stock, but it's not too late to buy it, and you'll want to take profits when first pour comes. Same with West Red Lake Gold. How many of you know we acquired Gwen Preston's newsletter, so it's now part of ours. She left the newsletter industry to go to work for West Red Lake Gold Mines. So she's in IR there now. This is in pre-production. This is a brand new pick for us. Again, first pour in Q2. So this could be pretty exciting. They're putting an old mine back into production, whole new team, whole new approach and everything. So I think they've got a very good chance of being successful. If you're interested, you want to buy it sooner rather than later, both of these. So we have a lot of resources on this site. Our goal is to strike pay dirt. That's the book there on the right. I named the book that because that's the whole goal, is to strike pay dirt if we're going to invest in mining stocks. You can read a sample chapter on the website for free. It's the scariest mine I've ever been in. If you've not read it, I warn you now that I hope you're not claustrophobic. I don't have time to go into this. Number one, I won't miss another opportunity like in 2008. If you want to hear that story, please come ask me. But I did load up in 2020 in the COVID crash. And by September of that year, my entire mining portfolio was up 4x. So it can work. It can work. We have the free Gold Advisor. You can sign up and read our analysis for free, just like you would in a paid newsletter. Also, Peter Kraut came over in the Gwen Preston acquisition. He's focused on silver, and he just started a new Silver Advisor letter. It's free, providing analysis just like you would get in a regular newsletter. Peter Prospector there, number 4. We focus there on stocks that have big potential. They won't all be winners. They're not all winners, but I think we're going to outperform because we're being very selective on who we look at. We take a very aggressive approach. And am I done? I'm done. Okay, I'll let you put it back. Hey, I got 3 minutes. Can we do some quick Q&A if you want? Is that all right? Okay, great. Any questions anybody want to ask? Real quick. Yes, sir. Shout it out. First Majestic has been a sponsor on our site. They no longer are. They have struggled, admittedly, to turn a profit. So that's been an issue. But I still own the stock. I still think they'll demonstrate strong leverage. They just closed on the Gatos acquisition. That's going to help them a lot. I'm a Keith Neumeyer fan. I think he'll make it work. So there you go. Yes, sir. Now, did you not listen to my talk? I do not have a favorite. I only buy a basket, right? Okay. A basket of uranium stocks. There's too many to go through. We have some in both. I mentioned one, Sky Harbor, but we have some in the free letter and some in the paid letter. I think, if you buy a basket that includes companies like UEC and Encore, those are my 2 favorites. Those are lower risk. I own Denison. It was on that chart. I'm up pretty well. I did take profits on it, full disclosure, a year or 2 ago, but I'm still going to hold it until they go into production. That's a nice little basket right there, those 3. Yeah, and along with Next Gen probably. Yes, sir.
How much further do you think Snowline?
Good question. How much further will Snowline Gold go? That's, it's below its high. The issue there is going to be, is somebody going to buy it? And what are they going to pay for it, right? So I've taken profits on it, but I'm definitely holding that stock. The biggest upside probably is going to be either a discovery at another deposit of theirs, which is possible, they have a lot of projects, or they get bought out. I've been to their Valley deposit, did a big report on that, so there's just a ton of potential there. I really like how that company's run. I love Scott Berdal, he's great. So